Hi guys, it's time for Tidbits with Teri on real estate. Today's topic is what happens when an appraisal comes in under the contracted sales price. So for example, if we have a home that's $500,000 and the appraisal comes back valuing the home at only $480,000, we have a $20,000 discrepancy. And the scenarios that could play out would be something like this. Number one, the seller could say, golly gee, I hate that my home came in at a lower value than I anticipated, but it is what it is, and I will agree to sell my home for the appraised value, in which case we create a listing addendum with the new sales price and the transaction proceeds onward. The second scenario could be where the seller says to the buyer, hey, it's a $20,000 difference. How about we split it? You bring only $10,000 to the table above the appraised value, and I'll just forget about the other $10,000 that we contracted the home at. That's great, but the buyer then will be in a position to have to bring $10,000 of cash to the table on top of any down payment or closing costs he may already be having to bring. The third scenario is where the seller might say, absolutely not, this house is worth every penny, I cannot afford or I don't want to sell it for less, so I am not going to sell it to you at that appraised value. In which case the buyer can buck up and pay the whole value that the seller wants, meaning he'll have to bring $20,000 of cash to the table, or the buyer can actually walk away from the deal and not be in default at all, but he will have already spent that money for the appraisal and any inspections he's had done. And the seller can immediately relist the home, make it live on the market again, or he can take it off the market and maybe go live next year when he thinks he's had time for the property to appraise and value a bit more. Keep in mind though, if a home gets relisted and it was an FHA loan, say, the first time around, the FHA appraisals follow the home for 6 months. That means the next person that comes along to buy the home within that 6-month time frame, if they're using an FHA loan, that same appraisal will be the one that follows the house. And the seller will be in the same predicament that he was in with that first buyer.